In this part of the clip, all I'm going to talk about is the 10 being a universal blade. If you use combs like I do, I love using combs. It makes my job easy. It takes it right where I want it to be. I love using combs. You can also get the same result from a blade. Depending on which kind of blade you get, it'll give the same cut as some of these puppy cut blades or summer cut blades. But I use guard blades, so that's why I use this is why I'm going to talk about this 10 being a universal blade, because it can do anything. If this is the only blade you have on board, it'll cover every situation you've got, if that's all you've got. So I'm going to snap my 10 on here. The first thing I'm going to use my 10 for, he's a puppy cut, Scruffy is. We weren't able to get his whole dry on because he's very vocal, and so it just takes too much away from what you're trying to learn here. So Scruffy, we went ahead and dried him, but I usually always do a cut first, way before that bath, because I want to get rid of that fur. I want to get rid of the mats. I want to get rid of all that garbage in that fur before I'm going to bathe it, right? And then a lot of times you don't even have to do a second cut. Most of the time you don't, as long as you've done a really thorough first cut. You can always go back over it with scissors. But with him, and generally I'd recommend a number 30 on this, but I want to show you everything that a 10 can do. So starting with, as long as you're doing any kind of a fur cut, like a puppy cut, summer cut, military cut, you're still going to have to come around and do a sanitary on them. So sanitary is strictly your bottom area, which you can see has got a little bit of poop on there, but it's clean. If poop gets clean. I'm just coming down through with my teeth. Just the tip of my teeth again. So I can kind of clean that up with my teeth here real quick and easy. I'm going to come back up through it. I want to get rid of that tail end here, because all that does is cruds up in there anyway. Right, we're going to get all that off of there. I did wash them first, but it wasn't easy. Generally, I'll do everything before a bath anyway, so, but that's part of your sanitary cut. The other part is, of course, under the belly. So with him, I'm not going to try to lift him, right? That looks like a lot of work. I'm just going to lift a leg. He's too heavy for me to do all that with. I'm literally getting up under here, Luke, with my 10. I'm going to work one side at a time. So this, I want to get all that hair removed from the front of his penis and off of his penis. You can see how easy I'm doing this. You're not giving your... Gentle. Always stay gentle with your clippers. I'm going to come up through here. I don't like all this inside fur. And like I said, generally you're going to get rid of all this before you wash and dry it. See what I'm saying? That's why you want to do the clip first. I'm going to turn him around. I need your other side here. I do. We want to turn around, Scruff. I'm going to get his other side. All around we go, Scruffy. This ain't your first rodeo. Upsy daisy. There we go. I'm going to lift this one up. Again, loop. I'm coming up under here with just my teeth. I'm cleaning this whole area on this side now. This is how I got to get him done to be able to do a sanitary cut on him, because I can't lift him to see underneath of there. He's too heavy. I'm just coming through. I'm just scooping all that fur away there that is unnecessary fur. Coming back up on this side through his penile area. And now I got this all cleaned up except for back in here. I'm going to come back through here. And all I'm doing is just cleaning up areas. Get rid of all that fur. I'm going to go into his paws now. We've already done pads and paws for you once. Pads, paws, claws. We did a whole November of that. So you don't need to learn anything from him on claws, pads, anything like that. Ears, they're all done. And I haven't gotten to his pads yet, but since I want to show you, because now you've seen, we've done a sanitary cut with this. I can get the inside eyes if I want. Right through here. Get any of that out. All in the way you turn that blade. All in the way you use it. But your 10 will do all of this for you. Look here. I come through here with my 10. Alright, I go under his ear with it. Get all that fur out of there. Over on this side here, two swaps. Coming through here. Can you see the way I'm laying my blade? Teeth only. Tip of the teeth. Tip of the teeth. I emphasize that a lot. because you'll avoid cuts often by just using the tip of the teeth. I'm going under his arms. I like to get rid of all that. Tip of the teeth, Luke. That's all I'm doing. Tip of the teeth. My son actually learned how to trim clip nails and Dremel them and was able to show me by watching my videos. So they really are thoroughly educating videos. Turn around, Scruffy. You're supposed to be on target, buddy. I don't want to bore people with all this. That's what all I got done with my 10 there. Now, let's move on to a puppy cut. Since he doesn't get much off him, she just wants me to shape him up. So, here again, my 10. I'm going to cool it a little bit. Another thing about a guard blade, when you use guard blades, you don't have to go through your spray so fast either, or switch out blades constantly. You don't have to do that. I'm literally just using it just so I get a good glide at this point, because that blade's not going to touch his skin anymore, so I'm not really worried about it heating up. I'm going to turn, this is a quick puppy cut on him, his puppy cut. Same direction. Again, now I'm laying my guard blade flat. I'm going the same direction. All I want to do is take off his surface, any uneven areas. That's all I want to do with him. You can see he's pretty much already got a puppy cut. I'm barely doing anything. And his fur is clean, so it's really easy for me now. Under here, there just isn't much to do. This is the easiest puppy cut. And that's the only reason I cleaned his fur first, was because I don't take much off. It's so easy. I'm just going up this pause. On pause, if you start your guard blade, you'll never catch the nails this way. Start it not at the tips. Don't start at the tips there. Start halfway down that guard blade. Watch on the side here. Watch really close. I'm going to scoop it at that point. I won't catch those nails. See, I'm starting in already with the tips already in there. So I can just pull that halfway through. My guard blade's only set halfway down then on that skin. There we go. These I go the opposite direction, go both directions on pause, because they get so messy and they really want that gone. All I'm doing is coming down through here. This is so easy on him. This fur coming right on through like that, like that, like that. You're going to have to get up, Scruffy. Let me get him up. I want you to see this, because this is how quick this is going for me. Up, 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 Scruffy, get up. You're supposed to be helping, man. Whose team are you on, Scruffy? Okay, over to this side. Here we go again. I'm just going right on back. I don't even want to fluff his fur up first. Anything. I don't want to do anything. Now I can. I really don't want to, because I don't want to. I want to just go the same direction, have it all lay the same way. Get this cut done. Get him back inside where he wants to be. He does love me, but he'd rather be inside. Okay, so I'm coming up on backwards, going backwards, catching it halfway. Halfway. You'll get very experienced with your clippers if you're not yet. It took me probably 6 months before I felt really, really comfortable with my clippers. All I'm doing is flipping it around, going back down this way, loop, coming right down. Just cleaning it up. That's all I want to do with him. Back here, really get rid of a little bit more of that, right around that anal area where it gets really yucky. Just spraying it both directions. Under here, I'll get that a little bit, going the opposite direction. I mean, this is just, he's an easy cut. And I think I'm going to put a military cut on for you here shortly too. Because I've had it filmed, I just was waiting to do it, to put it on, but, so I'm just going down, 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 cleaning it up, going up and under here, Luke, going up and under, that direction, get as much of that out of the way as I can, front paws, starting that halfway back, never catching a claw that way. If you catch claws, it's not just that you caught the claw, it's the disturbance that gets set into motion when something like that happens. So all of a sudden you have a dog that's unruly because you got a you caught that claw in there. Now they don't want you touching any of their paws. Here's a spot on him I found drying. While I was drying him, I was able to see that. You want to watch for things like that on dogs so you don't flip them off and cause a bunch of extensive bleeding coming back through like that on him. So how are you looking, Scruffy? Let's turn you around and take a look at you. Because so far we've got his body done, as I can see, except for his face right now. We're on to his face. Scruffs, you ready? You ready? Let's do it this way, Scruffy. He's a little big for my table, so I gotta just kind of push him around a little bit. I'm sorry, Scruffy. I don't mean to, buddy. I really don't. I'm gonna reach around over here. We're gonna get this paw if I didn't already. I don't think I did. From the looks of it, I'm going under here. This is a real simple puppy cut, folks. Real simple. And the only difference between your puppy cut, your summer cut, and your military cut are your guard blades. So it's just the depth of the cut. So a military cut's going to be your closest. That's like a, that would be like a, you know, a crew cut on a dude. And your military cut uses your number 4, which I've shown you that before, your number 4 wall guard blade. I like the walls. They work with the Andis clippers. They work with the Andis blades that I like a lot. And they're metal. So they don't, the plastic ones that Andis makes have real sharp tips. And man, it just gouges their skin. It's horrible. Horrible. I just knew I didn't like them. I had them for years. And then I came across these the wall guard blades, the metal ones. Studied them, made sure that I could use them with the Andis blades, and sure enough I could. Oster is the only brand that you have to use everything Oster. Everything. But Andis and Wall, they're pretty interactive, so it's nice. All I'm doing, going over his head the same direction. She likes him fluffy. This way. Scruff. I'm going over his ears real quick. Coming back this way. All I'm doing is evening him up at this point. You can see these are really nice clippers. These are Andis cordless clippers. And they work just as well as in fact they work better. Because they work just as well, they clip just as fast, they last on juice. I got a backup battery just in case, because I'm mobile. But also because they're cordless, I can move around with these things. You should see, I don't think anybody even uses corded clippers anymore. I got a pair on board, extra, just in case I need them. I'm coming the opposite direction on his face, so I can bring it in a little bit closer. Get that cut, hopefully the first time around. I don't want to do that over here. I don't want to take this fur down any further. If I go the opposite direction on here, I'm going to take it down further, and I don't want to. I've had to do an entire job again over that. Got the dog done and came back through with the wrong guard blade and whack, and I went, oh my god, I had to do the whole job to even it up. Okay, I'm going the opposite way here. That's all we doing with Scruff. See how easy Scruffy is. And he's so sweet. He's in my greetings video, and he's like one of the most excited dogs to see me. And I love Scruffy. I love him. So that's pretty much your puppy cut wrapped up. No shit. No kidding. I'm going to come back through. Another thing I want to show you about your scissors. These are thinning shears. I'm not real happy with this particular brand anymore. It's Kenchi 5-star. I used to love them, and this last time that I ordered them for this mobile, I hadn't had my mobile built out yet, so I was a little bit late on using them. So by the time I got to use them, it was about 2 months into me owning them. And the first time I pulled them out, I was so distressed. I've had Kenchi 5-star in the past. I started out with them. I love them, love them, love them. Can't say much now. I called the company about it because they were so dull. They weren't slicing. They weren't trimming like they should have. So I called the company about it, and she couldn't do anything for me because they were out of their 30-day warranty. I said I've never used them, but I've never used them. Didn't matter. So that was what Kenchi did to me. I was really upset by that because I've been a long-time user of Kenchi. But it wouldn't have mattered except for that they were dull. So I literally had to have these sharpened by my scissor sharpener before I could even use them well. So they still aren't great, but I want to show you about the proper way to hold your scissors, because it does make a difference. You know, you're a little kid, kids use them like that, and you think you got great control, but it kind of puts a heaviness to the weight on the scissors. So just use your ring finger, okay, and your thumb, and just barely put it, you know, just have a little bit of control over those. And that lightens up that cut, that lightens up the scissors for you. So I'm going to go through here in order for me to make sure that my scissors are dilated properly, because they got dials on them that'll strengthen and loosen the tension.
Oh, shoot.
We tighten it and loosen it. For me to test these, all I do is I put it to the tension I think it should be at, and then I start dropping them. And as long as they'll come down, which they're really not, they're not as good as they should be. I don't want to mess with Kenshi too much because they're just not made the same quality anymore. Since COVID. So that's a better drop there. And that's how they should be for you. So again, we're going to come back to him. I'm just going to, just wanted to show you that on scissors. And all I'm doing is rounding up his face a little bit for him. I am. He's such a good student because he goes through this every 6 weeks with me. Get your customers on a regular schedule. It helps you. It helps their dog. It helps them. It helps the whole family. They can just plan on, this is what their cost is for the dog every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. Let them set the date on that. But you got to remember how much time is required if they wait too long. So we did a full Shed X and undercoat on Kayla, the dog, right before Scruffy here. And what was I going to tell you about her? I forgot. Okay, so we leave him a little bit longer there. She likes that. I'm going to straighten up his ears. But that's pretty much on Scruffy. I mean, that pretty much summed it up. I wanted to show you that about the guard blades. I'm going to take you through a video that shows you all about care of your blades and whatnot. I just haven't gotten there yet. And I also want to, I'm just cleaning this up. His ears we did already. There's still a little bit of hair in there. I don't worry about getting every single ounce of hair. Some of that protects the ear. But I don't want it going down in that ear and getting lodged up and stuff. So you got to really pay attention to ears. Oh shit, I was holding my scissors wrong. We might have to cut that part out. I don't know, because it's definitely holding my scissors wrong. That was funny. That was kind of funny, Squappy. I teach it and I didn't do it. That's funny. You catch yourself doing that though. It's okay. Okay, so Scruffy, I'm going to clean it. Always hold your fingers too at the end of their lobe so that you can feel where their ear ends and their fur begins, so you never catch that lobe. Lobes are thin and they bleed for a long time, and you can never bring a dog back in with any kind of a nick or a cut that is actively bleeding. So you're stuck with that, stopping that bleed until it's just clogged. And it'll halt your whole progress. Okay, so that's, I'm going to clean up his paws. Still, I got a little bit of work to do on him, but I wanted to show you that puppy cut. What do you say? What do you say, Scruff? Say sayonara.